Welcome to FourLeaf Skills, brought to you by FourLeaf Leadership. I'm your coach, AJ Emery. You've found the perfect video to help you with any and all skills, the 4 levels of competency. When learning a new skill, there are 4 levels or stages to the process of mastering the skill. Understanding these 4 levels will help you identify where you're at and how far to go until you've mastered the skill you're learning. Before we dive into all 4, take a moment to think of a skill you've either recently mastered or recently started practicing. This could be a new skill like an app or a program, a musical instrument, a soft skill like having a difficult conversation or managing change, or even a concept like mind management. This will help you to apply each level to a memory you have of learning that skill, and therefore help you to learn these 4 levels even faster. Got your skill picked? If not, hit pause for a little more time. If you're ready, then it's time to remove distractions and get to learning. Here we go. Level 1, unconscious incompetence. Have you ever heard the saying, "You don't know what you don't know"? That describes level 1 perfectly. Think about a time you realized that you would be more successful if you knew how to do something. Before that moment, you were unconscious in your inability to do that thing. Or perhaps you weren't convinced that that skill was worth the time and effort needed to invest in it. Or that you weren't exactly doing a great job at it. Whether it was a hard skill like learning about an app or a program, or a soft skill like emotional intelligence coaching, there was a time you either didn't know it existed, didn't know you were struggling with it, or didn't understand its value. For many of the people watching this video, the 4 levels of competency were at a level 1 until now. Now that we're invested in learning this concept, we are at a level 2, conscious incompetence. That's right. We moved up an entire level just by learning that that skill or concept exists and giving it value. This is where mentors and research are really helpful to our success. Good people and good resources help us discover things that we didn't know how to do. Once we know they exist and we assign them value, we move to level 2. We know we don't understand it fully, or we may not be able to do that thing yet, but we know it's something that we can and should work on. Once you've practiced the skill or discussed the concept, you're that much closer to mastering it. That's level 3, conscious competence. Think about a skill you're working on. When you practice, you have to think about what you're doing. The more you practice, the less you have to think about it. The time between starting the practice and mastering is all level 3. It's where we spend the majority of our time in a new skill. Sometimes we can be at level 3 for years before we master something, like someone learning a new language or playing a musical instrument. Sometimes we may only be at level 3 for a few months, weeks, or even days if it's a simple enough concept. Most of the time, expect to put in the time and practice to master the skill and give yourself some grace if it doesn't happen overnight. Eventually, with enough conscious work, you will master the skill and reach level 4, unconscious competence. You'll be so good at doing what you do, you won't even need to think about it. Another cliche comes to mind. You could do that skill in your sleep. That's the process of learning a new skill. We are at level 1 for so many things. Once we learn about that skill and give it value, we are at level 2. Once we do that skill, we are at level 3. From there, it takes conscious, consistent practice, and then we will master the skill and reach level 4. Knowing where you are in the process can be so helpful in measuring your progress. Perhaps you even assign smaller steps to level 3, A level 3.1 is very different from a level 3.8, right? Now remember, it is possible to fall backwards in our levels. If we don't keep up on our practice, we could forget that that skill is useful. Has that ever happened to you? All of a sudden, you're struggling with something that used to be very easy. Then, someone reminds you, or old notes of yours remind you, of a skill you were once working on. You'll get back to where you were and faster the second time around. If you had it mastered, like riding a bike or swimming, it's much easier to pick it back up. What about when it comes time to mentor or train someone else? If you're at a level 4, it can be difficult to explain how you think or how you do something. Consider a great leader you know. If they had to explain how they hold others accountable, could they? Could they explain how they motivate or inspire other people? Or are they at a level 4 and just do it without even thinking about it? It's going to be helpful for you to remember level 3 as best you can. That way, you can break things down and help others understand and learn it, just like you did. Consider journaling your learning journey to make this easier to do in the future. So, what skill will you venture on to next? Time management? Emotional intelligence? We look forward to being a part of your learning journey. If you'd like a more personalized approach for you, your team, or your company, reach out. We'd love to get you the results you deserve through the right skills and the right training. We hope you've taken something away from this FourLeaf Skill video. At FourLeaf Leadership, we don't leave success to luck. We focus on accountability, resources, tools, learning, and most importantly, our why. You are our why, and we hope we've served you well today. Thanks for watching, and happy learning.